Okay, so here we are with the fallout of SummerSlam, or Summerfest. So, we begin with Brock Lesnar. Crowd pumped, crowd hyped, that's how you begin it. Heyman is the pissed off advocate for the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. They run down the screwy finish that they did. Great job. Heyman's like, I could be here for the full 3 hours. Crowd going nuts. Palm of his hand eating. Eating like little baby birds. Eating the regurgitations of Heyman and being nourished. Calls out Taker. Crowd ballistic. Who comes down? Bo Dallas. Bo gets sacrificed to the beast with 4 suplexes. Lesnar's walking away, and then Heyman goes, that was like 4. Let's go for 5. Goes back and hits a 5th. They're walking back, and he goes, just for me, would you give him an F5? Gives him an F5. He's just dead. You killed Bo Dallas. Maybe now I'll have time to go grow a beard and become a member of the Wyatt family like you should be. New Day comes out with a new song. I think Xavier Woods is playing a frickin' trombone on the way down for that match against the Lucha Dragons. They win. Easily. And then welcome to Dudleyville. Legit, the Dudleys come down and lay out New Day with a table. Bubba was like, whoa, wait, on 3. 1, 2, 3, get the table! And it was amazing. And I'm like, this is a fantastic start to Raw. And then everything kind of got screwy from that point on. Ambrose and Reigns took on the Wyatt family again. Ambrose and Reigns were taking control. Lights go out. And then all of a sudden, Braun shows up. He wrestled the name of a Braun Strowman. He looks kind of like Ogre from the Revenge of the Nerds, but he's about Luke Harper's size with Bray Wyatt's body type. And he has got a weird... He uses Prince of the Malone hold as a finisher. It's a bizarre-looking front choke where he just got his massive arms around the dude's face and he's kind of like smothering him against his own shoulder. And he lays them out. At the end, you find out his name is Braun. Everyone, well, here's, who the hell is this guy with the black sheep mask? He is Abigail's black sheep. Done. Just, I already love you, Bray. Now you're bringing in other big Haas dudes for your Haas stable. For Haas fights. Haas. Haas. Stardust and King Barrett, no longer Cosmic King Barrett, were set for a tag match, but Stardust attacked Barrett, and then Neville came down and chased off Stardust. So that match never really happened. Miz TV had Team PCB, with Miz playing the chauvinistic heel role. PCB would have done a much better job. Charlotte dropped the Ric Flair moniker very, very quickly. Whenever Paige answered a question, she would stand up, answer the question, and then sit back down. So all of her responses had a stand-up moment to try to get the crowd involved into it and sit back down. So not a bad promo. And then the Bellas came down. And Nikki was like, wins and losses don't matter. I'm the champion. And Brie just was like, empowerment. Empowerment. We're empowering women. Empower. Power, empower, empower. Alicia Fox talked about how she's the crazy one and Becky Lynch supposed to be the crazy one in their group. And then they did, at least The Miz was like, my hand is up, your mouth's go shut. And then it led to a 3-on-3 match, which you knew the Bellas were going to win because they really haven't won anything up to this point. So random chaotic finish. Match was good for main roster diva standards, but the crowd wanted Sasha Banks. They wanted blue pants. And then the crowd got into it for themselves, doing the wave, chanting, "We are awesome." So Paige did a good job trying to get them back into it, but it seemed like whenever Brie or Nikki was in the ring, the crowd was just out of it. So I guess that means the Revolution isn't doing as well, or maybe they just need to get the title off of Nikki. Because I think in like 20 days she becomes the longest reigning Divas champion. And she probably won't defend it between now and Night of Champions. So it'll be from the 4th of July. So it'll be 4th of July, so it's all of July, all of August, and the majority of September she will have not defended the title. She also didn't defend at WrestleMania. So it'll be like the Dean Ambrose U.S. title reign, where it was a long reign, but he never defended the belt. Then a giant 8-man, where it was everyone who had a match last night versus the person they were feuding with. Sheamus got pinned by Orton, because Sheamus gets pinned by Orton. Then Rusev and Kevin Owens beat down Show, which then led to Show eating a super kick from Ziggler. And then Ryback and Cesaro picking up Show for an ugly 3-man RKO. Jon Stewart explained his actions. It was more or less like, I didn't want him to tie Ric Flair. Flair came down. It was like, you ruined everything. John Cena came down. And this was a very long segment of John kind of browbeating John, and then hitting John with an AA. I'm like, alright. That was the thing that happened. Now it's done. What was our main event? The unveiling of the Seth Rollins statue. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. Doesn't feel like I am. This is a very bizarre episode of Raw. H is out there talking about how awesome Rollins is. Rollins is talking about how awesome Rollins is. And then all of a sudden, you're like, what's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? They open the box, and of course it's Sting. Sting then attacks Rollins and holds the championship belt. Alright. I talked to my buddy Ed, and I'm like, you know what they should do? Like, Night of Champions. Like, you put that belt on Sting. And then you have Sting just repeatedly beat people. Because he only wrestle once a month. Because Lesnar is tied up with Undertaker. You could do a Sting-Seth Rollins feud for a little while and it would work. And other people, too, that you could have Sting have a small feud with. So once you get to the Night of Champions, once you get past that, you can put Sting in a Survivor Series match. You can do a singles match at TLC. You can do a match at Royal Rumble. They could do the chamber match to decide who, you can do a chamber match for your number one contendership, or whatever. You can put him in a chamber match, you can be the last person to come out. Have other people that help him out. And then, for your WrestleMania match, Sting, who will have gone on this great undefeated streak, will go against John Cena. So then Triple H will have to back John Cena to get the title off of Sting, knowing that if John Cena gets the title off of Sting, he will tie Ric Flair. There's your story, just book it now, it'll be great. That way you get to use Sting in a capacity that makes sense. Sting can wrestle some big matches. He can have some nice main event spots. You can get your money's worth out of Sting. Sting can drop the belt at WrestleMania. He goes 0-2. Cena has that giant triumphant moment in the spotlight. Sheamus cashes in, lays out John Cena. Crowd goes home somewhat happy. And I think that Rollins and Sting can put on a good match. Cena and Sting can put on a good match. I have great trepidations in seeing and thinking that Taker and Sting will be a tremendous match. It's just one-on-one.